Check, check, check. What's good? Welcome back. W to the E to the L to the C to the O to the M to the E. Welcome back. We are here again to do a weekend review as the thumbnail suggests. We're going to do a weekend review on all that transpired in the most recent Premier League weekend activities and people, specifically for Manchester United. It has been, it is still having a hangover, and I have no interest in resolving it. We have won the game against Arsenal 3-2, right? But we're going to start off in ascending order. We're going to start off with we're going to start off where the Premier League started. I don't even remember who started off the Premier League weekend, right? I think Chelsea played earlier on in the week. We're gonna go there, right? We're gonna go there. Earlier on in the Premier League, let me just put it up quick and fast, people. Oh my days. I'm telling you, man, Everton are played today and Leeds. Everton and Leeds playing soon actually. Very, very soon. But that's the final game of the weekend. More than likely, nobody, the views, the interest will be very low for that game because we've had an entire week played so far and it was epic. It was epic, I'm telling you. We're talking about Arsenal v United. We're talking about Man City closing the gap on Arsenal. We're talking about Chelsea closing in on the top four. United obviously closing in on the top four. We're talking about the wild card, Aston Villa. You know, every year there is a wild card. There's a wild card this year, and Aston Villa seem to be holding on so far. So we're gonna start off the weekend where it was. Obviously, we're gonna stick to the main games. The games of importance is the one I will divulge into. But West Ham and Sunderland actually start off the Premier League weekend, and give thanks to West Ham because Sunderland was hovering in and around the top five, top six position. And we need the Premier League season to start filter out. At January now, January almost done. And the top four is so tight. The top four is so tight because Man United in fourth place on 38. And then you have Everton in 11 on 32. That is 6 points. The 2 bad weeks for United and we fall back down. Hence why we can't get ahead of ourselves. Right? So, big up. Sunderland lost to West Ham. West Ham fighting relegation, so they needed a win. Even though they win, them still sit 2 points below. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. I'm gonna see what I'm going. Let me share this thing. Share screen, share screen, share this window. Alright, wanna see? People, please don't forget to smash that like button. Please smash the like button, hit the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment in the comment section, rep your side. So yeah, as you can see here, Sunderland, who did a hover in and around. See, look where them there. They hover in and around the top 5, 6, 7 position. They were just not needed to be here. Brentford is the next one. Fulham is the next one. I like see when the table filter out and the big teams are sitting where they're supposed to be sitting. Makes it more competitive for me, makes it a lot more interesting. So, based on this table, as you see here, Villa overestimated themselves, as you see. So, Chelsea, Liverpool, Newcastle are the teams who should join Manchester United competing for that top 3 and 4 position. Right? I believe City and Arsenal will finish top 1 and 2. Anything is still possible. Anything is still possible. 100% still possible. With the way how everybody else are playing, everything is quite possible, literally. But yeah, so Starting off the Premier League weekend, as you can see right here, Sunderland lose the game 3-1 to West Ham. West Ham, I watched the highlights. Fernandez, both Bowen scored a penalty, Somerville scored, while Bradbury scored for Sunderland. I can't forget this guy. Manchester, Eric Ten Hag almost signed this youth for United from Ajax. This is why I say that the board must be in control of everything what the club intend to do. The board, the club itself, must be the force behind any sort of futuristic planning. Obviously, you can imagine you make some plans with this current manager, unless you predict that he's going to succeed and you're going to utilize him for the next how long years. Unless at that you presume. Somebody have chopped grass outside my window. But unless that's what you're presuming, why on earth would you vouch for this guy? Right? And Manchester United never vouched for him. Pick up the management team or never vouch for him. But yeah, he was the consolation goal scorer. Then City saw sniff the blood. It's like City, no. We did Arsenal a favor last week, beat City. No, this week we did City a favor, beating Arsenal. And that happened before City even played, but them smell blood. And then beat Wolves 2-0 convincingly. Wolves in the relegation zone. So Wolves actually need to win, but it probably was an easy walk in the park result for Man City. Semenyo scored as I saw on the stroke of halftime, and Marmoush scored. We can't even show this. I'm sure I'm going to get copyright if I show them goal there. I'm sure I'm going to get copyright if I show this. Ball in behind. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I feel like I get copyright. I can't buy the copyright. I probably should stream on Twitch. But anyway, Marmoush and Semenyo scored the goal. Pep changed up him starting lineup because remember, City, let's start this then. City lose them not getting no points in them last 3 games, 4 games prior to that. Lose, draw against Sunderland, draw against Chelsea, draw against Brighton, lose against the great Manchester United, and then go play the bottom of the table team and then win. So City didn't need to win. City needed to win badly. And so they did. Marmoush start up top. Can you imagine? I'm telling about Erling Haaland, I'm telling about Haaland. Can you imagine? It's a must-win game and you drop apparently your best striker, the best striker in the world, the best striker the last 3 seasons. Can you imagine that? That's an indication that Haaland is actually a bit misinterpreted, a bit misunderstood, and a bit overestimated. So, big game, need to win game. Pep decides, say, you know what? I'm going to start Marmoush up top. And I watched Marmoush up top for Egypt all through the African Cups of Nations. And the guy was electric. The guy was electrifying. He was the reason as to why Ivory Coast fell out. He was the reason, right? So Semenyo and Shirky, I never watched the game. Based on the setup, but I'm sure they switched. I'm sure Semenyo never started right and Shirky started left. If that's the case, and I think the fan here watch this and you see this, clarify in the comment section. But Semenyo on the right, I don't know why he would have played right when Shirky started. Right? In the midfield, Reinders, Roger, and Silva started. Gehi, the new signing, sitting around to spend money, Sitting around to spend money. City need to win the title by spending a lot of money. So make we see if a lot of money are going to pay dividends this season. Then play Wolves side, obviously, and they lost. So yeah. Back to the results. Whilst one. So after that opening game, that was the opening game. No, that was the game after the opening game. So there was a series of 10 a.m. games on Saturday. Fulham and Brighton. Brighton lose to Fulham actually. Yeah, but Fulham come from behind. So Brighton went ahead 28 minutes. Then Fulham came back. Chukwueze scored and Wilson scored. I think this is like the back-to-back winning goal for Wilson. I think him get the winning goal against Liverpool some time ago. Let me verify that. Beat Brighton 2-1. Lose to Leeds 1-0. Okay, so so much weeks passed since. So this is the Fulham game when we are talking against Liverpool. They probably get the equalizer to make it 2-2. No, it's even a game. Man. Somebody, I don't even sure which game, but the guy Wilson, that Fulham player, he's actually doing pretty well for Fulham at the moment. So Fulham beat Brighton. Let me see what them two are sitting at the table. Fulham in 7th position. Fulham 4 points behind United, so it's not even that bad. And then even Brighton is 8 points behind us. Be less than 3 games behind us. So quite a good victory for Fulham. Then Chelsea. Right now, Chelsea are fall back into form. Yeah, Chelsea are fall back into form. I think Chelsea win them last 3 games. Chelsea winning at the Champions League. Since them new coach, Rossoneri, some name I don't even know his name pronounced. I literally don't know what his name is. Overlook them. Let me check. Since where is he? Rossoneri. Leon, I think Leon name. Liam Rossoneri. He's a 41-year-old player. Been coaching the who been a coach? Based on this, Brighton under 23, Brighton under 23. Based on this, it seems like him been a coach Brighton. I don't know, no interest to verify. Somebody can verify that. But since him coming in, him settled down Chelsea. Pretty well. 3-1 that. So I think he came in for the Brentford game. He win the game 2-1. It wasn't the most convincing victory. Literally, watch the Chelsea game there. Then them go in Europe, well, them play at home, win 1-0. Then them play, win 3-1, away to Palace. Similarly to Michael Carrick, we never have no midweek fixtures. But new coach, sensible manager will come in and just simplify things. And we're glad them I highlight these modern day managers. I'm so glad them I get exposed, these modern day managers. You know why? Because them think the game too much about themselves. Them think say football matches is about their way of thinking the game. Where the game literally is like the game was made with a script and a playing style. The game was literally made with a way of playing. But these modern day managers, them are make the thing look like say, you know, them have some sort of redemption, some sort of renewed knowledge of how this thing should actually be done. And all this time, we've been making a mistake. So I'm glad Carrick come in, I'm glad Rossoneri come in, I'm glad them come in and just simplify things. You know, basic understanding. Mr. Esteval, Palmer injured, Esteval came in, scored and assisted in the game. Right? Versus Palace. He came in, scored and simplified things. So Palmer out, still him start a simple formation. Chalaba, Body Shield, James, Cucurella, basic back four. Andre Santos now start playing more often. Normally, he would be on the pitch because Fernandez would be alongside Caicedo. Whereas none of Caicedo and Fernandez is not a volume passer. Always talking about volume passer, So that you tell them Adam Martin, I wish man you get him. But no new coach come in, Andre Santos I play alongside Caicedo, push Enzo up front. So Enzo now still have defensive responsibility, but he have a license. Now the task is when Palmer is fit and you have to play Palmer, which I assume as somebody on the wing, ideally him fit drop for Palmer. Ideally Pedro Neto, or I don't even know. Chelsea fans in the comment, what I think is the most feasible starting lineup? What's the most prudent starting lineup? I personally would drop Neto because I think Andre Santos is a volume passer, and having one of those players in the midfield, he just knows when they're in position on the football, the game are going to be ticked, right? You don't want to give Caicedo and Fernandez that responsibility because the best thing Caicedo does is just running up and down and breaking up anything the opposition are trying to start. Caicedo will break it up. He's very good at that. And then he will start the attack, give to Andre Santos or Fernandez or whoever. And then Fernandez now, Enzo, a bit complicated a player. You don't want to pin him down for start attacks. Just make him run up and down and do similar to what Caicedo is doing. So I can understand if Fernandez get dropped for Palmer, but Palmer was injured. This is what they started, and they won the game. It was a good result. Good result. Estabal scored early. Pedro made it 2-0. Penalty from Enzo made it 3-0. Brilliant result for Chelsea. Chelsea are closing on the top 4 places, closing in rapidly. United can't slack up at all. See that Chelsea, how much point? 1 point behind us, I think. 1 point behind United, Chelsea is. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Moving right along. Aston Villa got to Newcastle and beat them 2-0. Didn't watch the game. Oh, Newcastle and Eddie Howe make Villa come get them 2-1, only God he knows. But they did go there. They went there and they won the game 2-0, actually. 2-0. Who scored? When they scored in the early 19 minutes, Leon Bailey even came on for Sancho. 1 hour into the game, big up Bailey, back from him loan spell at Roma, back into the game. In contention for the Jamaican spots again, free of injury currently. I think Bailey needs to find a way to stay fit. I don't know what's breaking down in Bailey. I don't know, but you need to find a way to stay fit. But it could be nothing in it. It could be just natural body structure, natural physique. But him just keep getting injured repetitively. Ollie Watkins scored later on in the game, made it 2-0. Seemed like Villa dominated the game away from home. For the stats, well, Newcastle dominated possession. They also dominated the XG. Shot on goal 15 with 4 on target per Villa's 14 to 8 on target. So Villa had a better shot creation. Everything else was similar. Newcastle obviously had more passes based on the fact that they dominated possession. So, yeah, Newcastle smash Villa. Call that smash. No, Villa smash Newcastle. At home, I call that smash. But St. James's Park, I beat them convincingly. That's smash. So don't overlook that result for Unai Emery, who the media was saying since week that Unai Emery, Simon Jordan, only part of full media personnel that Unai Emery is the person that should actually get the job. And no matter what Carrick do, according to them, no matter what Carrick do, he actually should get the job. So I literally disagree with that. But I'm not going to divulge until we reach Man United Arsenal game. Yeah, so after that game, so the game will close out. No, the game will start off Sunday morning, which I watched this game. right? Wait, no. The game was close off Saturday morning. Yeah, right. Get it right. Watch this game from start to finish. Because I never watched the previous game versus I never watched the West Ham game, I never watched the City game, I never watched the Spurs or the Burnley game. This was an early game, 7:30. We had a 3:10 a.m. I never watched that. I watched the Liverpool Bournemouth game, 3-2. Liverpool lost the game. Bournemouth, oh God, man. I say I was watching the game when we see the equalizer from the free kick from my name again, Soboslai. I'm like, God damn it. Because we needed Manchester United for going on the top four. But the man them Bournemouth started off the game so well. Deserved 3 points. Started off the game so well, went 2-0 up. Then Virgil equalized with a fluxy corner kick and a header. Going into halftime to give them hope. Then second half, 80 minutes into the second half, 80 minutes into the game, Soboslai with a free kick. Salah and Soboslai over the free kick. Salah rolled it off. Soboslai smashed the free kick in the goal. It was a really good free kick. It was a really good free kick. Him pick him spot and placed the ball there. It was a really good free kick. Equalized the game 2-2. But late on in the game, Adley scored. It was a jammy, a corner kick, ping pong, Arsenal style. It was a gunner style. This is a tip. This is Bournemouth against Liverpool. This is what Arsenal is doing currently. But this is what Bournemouth score a late winner. And I'm glad that Bournemouth do it and not Arsenal. It was a great trade-off. Bournemouth won the game 3-1, 3-2. Gave Manchester United the opportunity, the privilege to actually go top four. But it wasn't a given. We were playing the league leaders, right? But yeah, Spurs draw clearly. Spurs not good. At them two centre back much highlights score for them. Van der Ven and Romero equalized late in the game. Lucky result. Burnley kicking themselves, I'm sure. Draw the game 2-2 Spurs. Way outside the top four. What else? Yeah, I was going the opposite direction, you know. But yeah, anyways, on Sunday, Brentford and Nottingham Forest win the game 2-0. But no, I should speak about the game of the weekend so far, right? Now already give me immediate match reaction. You could see my you view the previous video. You can also see my live game watch along. It was United at the Emirates Stadium and United at the Emirates Stadium and people. It was a cracker. It was a cracker at the Emirates Stadium. 1 second. Oh, this. So the game of the weekend. The game of the weekend. After Liverpool dropping points, giving us the opportunity to go top four. Manchester United rolled up in the Emirates Stadium to face Arsenal. The game was going well. First 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, Arsenal dominating possession. United secured in conceding possession. Then boom. I think how much minutes into the game? Arsenal got a corner kick, because I'm sure it's a corner kick start. I'm 100% sure. 29 minutes into the game, Arsenal get a corner kick. Ping pong, ping pong. Ball played back into the box. Odegaard, boom, 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 boom. Ping pong all over the place. Ball into the back of the net. Deflection of Lisandro Martinez. Own goal for Arsenal. 1-0 to the Arsenal. They thought that was it. They literally thought that was it. Started to defend. How can you go 1-0 up as a league leader, as apparently the best team in Europe? You go 1-0 up against a United team who, in the past 4 games, one game them showed any sort of hope, and that was the last game. Went 1-0 up, immediately United started pressuring. We got a couple chances. I think Bruno got one, Emblemo got one, which obviously half chances they were. And yeah, we didn't score. Continue to push. Arsenal didn't improve, didn't increase their influence on the game. About 10 minutes after them score, a mistake at the back. We were pressing them up high, and I keep seeing it that we sit a low block. This was a goal that was a forced error. It was a forced error. Zubiamendi was hurrying up to pass back the ball to the goalkeeper because the obvious players nearest to him were closed down. Try to do one slick, smooth, one-time pass, leaning back, didn't reach back to the keeper. Emblemo intercepted it, dropped the keeper up on the ground, put it onto his right foot, converted it back at the net. That was 1-1. And then that goal now gives me hope. Because I'm like, yes, we have it. We know what we are doing. Then that was 1-1. Then half time gone, you know. So we went in at 1-1. How much minutes to score into the second half again? 5 minutes into the second half. Literally. 5 minutes into the second half. Bruno, Dorgo, Bruno, Dorgo, Bruno, Dorgo, Dorgo. Set himself, smash the ball. I haven't seen a United goal as well as that in a while. Smash the ball off the crossbar. Off the crossbar in the net. It was a smashing goal. And the team was galvanized because of that. It was a smashing goal. Dorgo scored the last game. Scored this game. Everybody have played good. I mean, come on, man. Brilliant goal. And then now, I was upset more than I've ever been. We got through 30 more minutes after that. Didn't concede. The 84th minute. No, before that, Arteta made 4 changes. The man put on Eze, who I think should start. The man put on Ben White, who I think should start. And then the man take off Jesus, downgrade the Yokeres. And I'm like, thank God. Thank God. 4 minutes after that. No, not 4 minutes. But he also went on to put on Madueke for Trossard. I'm like, big up Arteta. Big up Arteta. 84th minute. Them get a result for them efforts. Right? And Merino scored a corner kick routine again. And you know, Arsenal deserve to get the bash when them get bashed because corner kick routine, this is what you bank on, Arsenal. This is what you bank on. You can imagine big game, Red Devils roll up into London at the Emirates Stadium, and this is what Arsenal is banking on, them full set pieces. The man them literally block off the goal line. They are literally on the goal line, right in front of the keeper. This is what Arsenal spend majority of the 7 days. This is what them spend majority of the 24 hours given in every day of the week and practice. And it was like redemption. Anyways, them score it. Moving on, them score it. And is it 3 minutes later, Konya had by that time Konya and Sesko came onto the pitch. A long ball up top. Sesko got control of it, laid it down. I think Mainu got the second ball, and then I think Meno played it to Bruno. Bruno played it back to Meno. I think Meno then played it to Cunha in space. Cunha turned, make about 3-4 steps, and he just packed it. Technique, control over the shot, everything, packed it into the back of the net. Arsenal. And it was redemption. It was redemption. I was so pissed off watching the game. I'm like, yo, these men are just annoying. You want to score them goal for win games, title, championship. This is underwhelming. This is below par from Arsenal. And I think they deserved to lose that game. They deserve to lose that game. That's not how you score the goal. The game ended 3-2. One of your goals was an own goal, and one was a corner kick. Ping pong. You can't even take one, you can't even whip one corner in the box and give your defender a thumping header, bulging it. No, the ball just crossed, barely crossed the line. A VAR or goal line technology have proved it to be a goal. That is shameless. And for 8 years, Arsenal fans support them thing here and expect them to win. This is why you're not going to win anything. This is below par. This is subpar. This is average at best. Stop watch the result. You're going to go Italy and go beat Inter. You're going to beat Bayern. Stop watch them thing there. Inter go win them league. Them are going to the finals of the Champions League. Bayern are going to win them league. Them are going to go top 4 in the Champions League. While you are going to do nothing. Right? Remember, in our league season, there's like, the Premier League, there are 20 teams, 16 of which are not good, let's say, while 4 are good. Arsenal included in that 4. Let's say 6 good, while 14 is not good. You see them 14 teams there, right? As a matter of fact, all those 20 teams, no, before Arsenal, normally what you do is ensure you, them 14 teams that you dominate them and beat them. The next 6, you be very competitive. Away from home, you do not lose. And at home, you make sure you get 3 points. That is your aspiration. For Arsenal, them in the top 6 team, this is the bottom 4 team, them play, it's like a championship game for them, which more often than not they win. Who have the better head, who have the better tussle in the box, they win. But when them get the top 6 teams, them struggle. Them struggle. Even against a lower team, them struggle. Sometimes because what? You're not trying to win the game on class and ability. You're trying to win the game on tussling, fighting. You're trying to win the game on plays. Bro, some of see on social media, it's not rugby. There was a still picture of the goal that we conceded, Merino scored. It wasn't like a rugby we are playing. Penalty box, everybody line off, fighting. The ball not kicked, nothing, fighting. And this, Mikel Arteta and the coaching staff are rehearsed and planned for Arsenal as it should be some sort of positive thing. Like, it's terrible. It is actually terrible. It is literally terrible. So, yeah, not good enough. Arsenal fans need to get their acts together. I have friends who are Arsenal fans. For years now. This has happened from, and why me literally tune in to Arsenal is because I have so much friends who are Arsenal fans. I talk about from college days, almost 10 years ago, when there was newly purchased Aubameyang, Lacazette, newly purchased Ozil. Arsenal typically does this, leading at Christmas. And you hear them with chest, Arsenal are going to win the league. Stop chat foolishness, United fall off. All sort of things, we don't have Sir Alex again. And from them time until now, And since then, I think Arsenal win one FA Cup and have been to no other finals. And them things to them for garner some sort of respect and admiration. Nobody admires them because of this. That's why we can see City are playing so poor and the City definitely never win the league. We have no right to say that, but Arsenal give everybody that right to say that. People smash a like on the video. So that is that for the weekend so far. Arsenal beaten convincingly by a team who had more than they did. The task was placed, score goals, and Arsenal did not have it in the tank. While United scored banger. The first goal was a banger. Sit down the keeper, chop the keeper, sit down the defender, converted by the gunman Emblemo. Second goal, Dorgu banger. Third goal, Cunha banger. And Arsenal scored two questionable goals. It was rubbish, those goals. You know, convincing Arsenal beaten by the better team. Big them up. So now the gap is closing. The gap is closing. It is shrinking. It's caving in. Right? It's caving in on Arsenal. There are 4 points only ahead of City and Aston Villa. And the pressure is on. The pressure is on. So guess what? The Premier League weekend is coming up again this weekend in about 5 days' time. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And again, we're gonna just keep the fingers crossed again. Hopefully, the teams who are supposed to do what they're supposed to do what they're supposed to do. Right, my side? Please drop a comment in the comment section. Help the algorithm for progress. That would be appreciated. This is British 876 Sports. We're gonna see in the next video. We're gonna see a live. We're gonna see a direct. We're gonna give, as usual, the realest and the most authentic footballing and sports opinion. We're gonna dissect fact and feelings as always, because that is all people give. Either them give them fact or them feeling, and we're gonna always dissect it. So tune in, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new. See you in the next video. We're out.